So if it's waffles and hot cappuccinos you're craving for this weekend, the Kwoffee Shop is waiting for you.
A lot of people deem Melville as a place to come and eat, and there's a lively sort of feel about Melville, and so I always said if I could get this particular shop, then I will open, and it came available, so it is a very prominent spot in Melville. And didn't have that false sense of security that everything is in place, and we were also, when we opened, testing our menu and all of that. So having said that, 3 weeks isn't a long time to before lockdown, and even in that 3 weeks we got started and was well received. But even then, because it's new, you have to adapt there and then already. During the first lockdown, I took some of my waffle machines home with me and experimented on how best to do frozen waffles, and so people can, it can be convenient for people to buy them and easy to prepare at home, which I've done, and I think succeeded because it was relatively well received. More legislation came through not legislation, but restrictions came when people could only walk between 6 and 9, so you had a bit of a coffee rush in the morning. That kind of fell away, so we had to re-look at the whole picture again, and so you have to adapt and think on your feet all the time. What's the next move? How are you going to go forward to kind of stay afloat? But I speak to a lot of people that come in just for coffee. They still keep their distance, say, don't you want to sit down? And they're very cautious about that. So therefore you're going to have to, if you've got an establishment, don't count on feet. You're going to have to get yourself either online so people can reach you there as well.
Now, not too far from Melville is another Joburg gem, 44 Stanley Avenue, which is now home to the Bioscope Independent Cinema. We speak to Russell Grant to find out more.
When it came to the move for the Bioscope from Maboneng to 44 Stanley, we'd marked 10 years in the Maboneng space, and for us it just felt like a chance to kind of take all that experience that we had and to build something that we were really wanting to kind of be the perfect space for us. There were actually a number of issues at play. We were quite excited about being able to rebuild a cinema, to have a lot more aspects, really kind of architecturally speaking, that we really wanted to have, that we weren't unfortunately able to have in the original space. So over the last few months, we've been, or since the middle of March, like literally just before lockdown, we've been building the new cinema. We were nervous about when cinemas would ever be opened or allowed open again, and it was quite exciting that cinemas have opened up. So we have that green light, which is great, and we are currently, while recording this, days away from being finally ready with the cinema. And the moment that is done, we can then announce our first screenings. So it's very exciting. When it comes to attracting an audience and what kinds of people we want to have here, we don't think it should or could change in terms of our one space to here. We were always a destination. You came to us because you liked what we were screening, and we'll continue to do what makes the Bioscope special, which is a focus on local films, working a lot with all the embassies to present monthly French nights, monthly Spanish nights, lots of film festivals. We've got our fun concept nights, like Noodle Box Cinema and Dumpling Box Cinema and Ugly Cry Night, where you watch a tear-jerker film and everyone gets a pocket pack of tissues and an ice cream. So we've got all those ideas that we've done and would keep reinventing. And what's exciting is that each event or each film will bring its own audience.
My name is Thibaut Touch. You watching Joburgtoday, the biggest city in the whole continent, baby. Holla at your boy.